Hey everyone, welcome back. We're here resuming our game of Bomber Command. We left off on turn 5 draw. Myself, Alec, playing the German Luftwaffe, trying to shoot down these bombers, and my amiable Bomber Command opponent, Bruce Geryk.
Yes, hello guys.
All right, so where were we? We had done draw, we each had the hand that we wanted, and now we're at Fighter's Move. So, a note for me on positioning, this mosquito is going to probably be anywhere else here when we get done, and I may or may not have them detected. So I'm not
hmm
particularly worried about that mosquito. Um, these raid markers stay here until the bomber's move phase of the next turn, of this turn rather. So I'll lose these briefly, but I can act on them. So let me take a look here. First thing I've got going for me is uh, all these fighters over here in the first division that scrambled. So I can move all these guys one uh, space and remove the scramble marker, I believe is their movement allowance, if I recall from yesterday. Da, da, da. That's raid moves, fighters move. Here we go. Yeah, twin engine units with scramble markers move one hex and then remove the marker.
hmm
So let me go ahead and start doing that. Given that they're bombing in Hamburg, I somewhat doubt that they'll be able to catch up to do much, but they can still do a little. So we'll just
hmm
scoot these guys up, and hopefully they can chase down the tail of the formation, although I'm not terribly optimistic here.
hmm
Let's see. No, actually, oh, they can only move one. Did I over move there? Let's see. M3 to L2, that's fine. N3 to L. Yep, that N3 to L3 was too far of a
hmm
move. My mistake. So yeah, he's probably not going to get anywhere. But we can make a college try here.
hmm
All right. So those are those moves. This single engine unit can get into position to start hitting the tail end of the formation as a wild boar when they get over when they get over target. So I will move both of these single engine fighters so that they can eventually become wild boar.
hmm
Let's see here. My GCIs are all in intercept. Oh, we got, let's see, this unit here. Let's move him one south, and he should be able to do something eventually. Okay. How are we doing? Just looking at the rest of my line, I've got everyone else under intercept markers or stacked on a beacon. I now have a couple of units here in the south on your errant decoy raid.
hmm
So, again, with they will the tail end of the formation will have to come over here. So we'll move that guy there. So having a little bit of information on this picture really does kind of help me get to the right
hmm
spot.
Yep.
Anyone I'm missing? I don't believe so. All right, well, I will take it. So the one thing I do before we move on is I do
hmm
have to update fuel states,
hmm
being mindful of, I'm going to start worrying about gas for a few of these guys here soon. Okay, excuse me. So that should be the end of fighter's move. So increment here, scramble. Oh boy, here's a decision I wasn't thinking about making. Um, looking at, excuse me, looking at second, third, and fourth divisions. Those are
hmm
really going to be the ones that I think I probably want to focus on for the moment, because I really do anticipate that you're just going to turn tail. I'm just never going to catch you. So second, third, and fourth. And I don't know if I've got anyone even. Got one guy here in third somehow. Wonder. Uh, wonder what I did with that. So let's see here. He is in H7 as his home base. So H7 is going to have me here. Well, yeah, he could potentially do something. All right, let's go ahead and scramble him. All right, thankfully I remembered all my hotkeys. He has marked the scramble marker. I don't think anyone else scrambles. I really don't. Nope, nobody else scrambles. Okay, so this is in a scramble in an area of cloud. So that's the second column with no DRM unless you choose to play a card.
Okay. Oh, let's see. Nope, no card.
All right.
Wow, wait. Let
Well,
me just make sure. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do. You know what? Let's play a card.
okay, I'll re-roll that now that you've played the card. Okay, so let's see, what do we have? We have
Because there's going to be no roll.
oh, oh yeah, flower. Do not roll. Instead, move to the closed airfield box. Super. So that was while I do this. Remind me, was this the attacks on German airfields operation, or what was flower?
Yes, I believe so.
All right, so he goes to the closed airfield box.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and which kudos on this map design in the module. Very, very functional module here in Vassal. Okay, so thanks for that. So that ends Scramble. That was kind of all I could do there. Raids move. Okay, so let me just make sure I got all the raids marked. I think I do. So yep, go ahead and remove your raid markers.
Okay, I'm removing them. So we're going to having an unexpected environmental hazard here. My office has skylights that didn't anticipate. Portland weather has broken, and it is now a bright sun right in my eyes. So let's see what we got here. I've got another raid here. Get rid of that. I also get rid of the streams.
Yep.
And get rid of the streams. And I should get rid of, should be one more.
There was the mosquito raid in Hanover that we ended up not marking.
Oh, right. Okay. Sounds good.
All right, and so now the stream worms its way, both streams worm their way 2 more spaces, and we'll start to see some GCI drops, some wild boar drops, and some flak drops.
Okay. All right, so raids move. So what we're going to do here, let's see here. I've got to get to my let's see. No, that's not what I wanted. Let's pull that up again. I want my British planning. There we go. Okay. And then let's do some raid movement. Okay, so I will do that and that. I will do that. Okay. And that's it.
All right. Let's see. So on the northern raid, no GCI. Well, we should have
Uh,
the flak
I got to
and
put them. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put them up there. Hold on a second. So where do I have? Got to take these things off. There is going to be a GCI marker right here,
okay.
and shouldn't be anything else there. You're also going to see a GCI marker here. And then you will still get a flak here.
An I8. Oh, over the river. Okay, we're going to have city flak from the bombing on
Oh yeah,
K3,
right, right. Yeah,
and then a
yeah,
pair of wild boars, correct?
yeah. Wild. Hang on a second. Make sure I'm going to get the wild boars. I'm going to place. Second. So you're going to be able. So you can actually move into. So you can react because there's going to be. You can react into the wild vortex, right?
But it's got to be a specific class of unit that reacts. And so a night fighter stacked on beacons and cities in adjacent hexes may react and come late. And so for K3, nobody satisfies that criteria since I don't have anyone on a beacon adjacent to K3.
Oh, I see. Um,
So it's just going to be those two single engine units that get a crack
oh, that's it. Okay, so then it's going to be wild boar. It's just going to be
times
here
two. Yeah,
and here.
right. Okay. Just, I have no idea where these lower guys went. Super. All right, so are those all the markers?
That should be it. You've got a GCI there. Yeah, and you've got. Yep, that's it.
Okay. So I guess I'll resolve these south to north as I've been. So I guess we have a flak attack over I8, although I suppose me moving the single engine didn't do me a lot of good there since there's no bombing happening for Wild Boar. So, well, it's just send that guy home soon. Okay, so flak attack and I8. Looking at the appropriate DRMs here, that is a strength 1 area flak. +1 for being a decoy for 2, minus, what are we, 1 on visibility, back up to +1. -2 for weather. Where are we here? We are in the next zone, which is still -2 for cloud. So I'm at -1 on my DRM.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at -1 on my DRM unless you play a card.
No, I'm not playing a card for sure now.
Okay. 7 for flak, which is oh, that actually does something.
Where is my card here? Flak. 7 for flak. That's a 1/1/1 from what I see. Okay. So I'll go to my raid list. And that's that guy. 1, 1, 1. Okay.
Okay, if you're ready to move on, I will go after
Yep.
the GCI attack and Hex I-5. The only aircraft that can respond to that is the depleted unit marked with GCI. The one on the
Mhm.
stack currently can't do it. On the beacon, rather.
Okay.
So, yeah, so let me go for it. So this is going to be a GCI attack, strength
Mhm.
2 unit, -1 for visibility, -2 for weather, still at -1, pending card play.
Okay. See my cards.
Yep, nothing for me.
Uh, okay, that's it.
Okay,
Nothing.
okay 11, which is
Oof.
modified down to 10, so that's
So it's
1
1 and a disruption.
correct. However, you now also get a defensive fire.
Right. So let us see. Do I have anything here? Okay, so I'm going to. Oh, this is against. This is against this guy in over Ludwig, right?
Correct, the one under the
Okay.
GCI marker.
Yeah. So that's a, he's a mosquito.
Right, yes.
So now I roll 2 dice. Get a 9.
That'll do it.
1D.
No, so that's the lower table, which is 1 night fighter loss in the box.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. Looking at the sorry. That's not British attack. It's yeah. 1 night fighter loss. Yep.
Okay. So that resolves combat there. Continuing up, we now have GCI combat J2 and then the other ones. I'll do the GCI combat next as long as we're there. I got a couple units that could respond. I will choose to respond. I'd say saying thematically, I'm going to go with the guy whose zone it's assigned to. So we'll give it to the 0 strength ME110 that's depleted. So that's 0 for his strength, -1 for visibility, -2 for weather, is a -3 net DRM, subject to card play.
No card play.
No card play. Okay, -3. That's not going to cut it. 7 down to 3 is 4. Yep, okay, nothing happens there.
Mm-hmm.
And now, finally, the goodness. Now, I don't remember if I recall these DRMs in doing flak previously, but if wild boar is occurring over city flak, that flak is at an adverse DRM. So
Okay.
this would be 2 city flak strength,
Mm-hmm.
-1 for visibility, -2 for weather. We're at -1, minus another 1 for them trying to deconflict with the wild boar. So I'm at -2, subject to card play on the flak.
Okay. No cards.
Okay, so this at -2. Oof, yeah,
No.
a whole lot of
That's
nothing. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And so finally, I've got a wild boar attack for each of those boar. They are
Mm-hmm.
not stacked on the city, so they would be on the late column. I believe this is something that I can ask. Does this raid have any flak damage markers unspent?
Does it have any flak damage markers? Let me look at British Rally tally sheet. Flak damage, yes, it has flak damage.
Okay, so I'll resolve, if there are 2 of them, I'll do 1 each. If not, I'll just apply it to this first unit.
Okay, there are 2 of them.
Okay, so both of these attacks then we'll use a marker for flak damage. So, subject to card play, they would be at the same DRM. They're each 2 strength units. -1 for visibility, -2 for weather is a net -1, +1 for flak damage is no DRM.
That's it.
All right, so let me go ahead and roll the first attack at no DRM. 9, which will...
Wild Boar
that'll do
is 1D.
Yep. And you get defensive fire.
Okay. Nope, nothing.
Okay. Next unit would be the same DRM of 0, subject to card play.
No cards.
Okay, 5 is not going to do it. Okay, so that is the Wild Boar combat. For those of you familiar with the other games in this series, Night Fighter, also by Lee Wood, was a side project that came out of this exact same thing. And I believe he was experimenting briefly with us taking small side trips from these simple die rolls to actually resolving the Wild Boar combat. Directly modeled, which would significantly add to playtime.
I agree.
All right, so that was raid move. I believe that's all the markers. So if that's the case, let's go ahead and move on to raid detection.
Okay.
Before we do that, I will buy the jamming track. Better late than never. Apply the effect of upgraded radar technologies.
Okay. What are you playing here?
Next
see. All right. Looks video silence. Nope. Okay. So you got Naxburg.
All right. So that drops us down by 1. Just want to verify that there's not a marker for some reason here. Nope, that would be Naxos for marker. Okay. So that's been played. So for the detection roll, I'm going to have to turn on a light in my study here. I forgot to, and now the sun's going down. Here we go. So no DRM, subject to card play, and the par is 5. So any cards from you?
Nope.
Okay. 9, I'll take it. So this is 4 greater, which means that all raids are detected and the picture is clarified.
Okay, so here's the clarified picture.
Okay. Stand by 1 moment. Okay, sorry about that. All right.
Okay.
Getting some raids here on the I column. Oh, I see. Yep.
All right.
And that guy just hooked back around. Okay, got it. And the mosquito's just starting out. All right, so there's the picture. I'll take that. Team Boar. All right, so who can I get in here? As a reminder, any twin engine unit in the same hex as a detected raid counter or bomber stream. I'm sorry, read one more time. Twin engine unit on the same hex as a detected raid or bomber stream counter, or on a bombing marker, or stacked on a beacon, a hex adjacent to one of said things. Interesting. So even if you weren't detected, I could be attracted to the bombing and infiltrate the raid. All right, well, what do I have here? So actually, and fortuitous here, the 2 in JG3 and hex J2 can attempt infiltration then into your main force. He's in a hex with a raid marker. He's going to have a detriment. Let's see here. What would we have? -2 for weather, -1 for visibility is -3. He is not stacked on a beacon, so he's at -5, subject to card play. So we'll go with it.
Okay. I'm going to go with the card play here.
Okay.
This is for Tambor infiltration, right?
Yes, in J2.
Okay. Well, then let's do this.
Tinsel. All right. Subtract 2. Okay. So I was at -5, I decided, right? So this is going to now put me at -7. There's not a thing I can roll to have this happen. Let me double check my cards. Yep, no, that doesn't work. So, all right, that'll work. That'll resolve. I'll roll it. 5 minus 7 is a negative number. So he sees nice clouds and a moon somewhere, maybe, or probably not actually. And just it's a nice day to fly, all by yourself.
Yep.
So okay, so that is an unsuccessful attempt. I'm looking for other bombers in this vicinity that meet that criteria, and there are none that meet that criteria. So going a little bit further down, let's come back to I-5. I think technically speaking, you can attempt Tambor on mosquitoes, and then you're just popped back out. Like it's a one-of attack.
Okay.
So let me instead Tambor in hex H8, which I can now do. So my fighter unit stacked on G9 is on a beacon adjacent to H8. He can be vectored in to attempt Tambor. So that would be, let's see here, -2 for weather, -1 for visibility. He is on a beacon, so I'm at -3 pending card play.
Okay. No card play.
Okay. Super. Again, beautiful day to fly. Not a lot of Tambor going on. I guess the final one that we'll look up, and I'll pop open that rule real quick here on Tambor, is going to be if I get a shot at this against the mosquito. Let's take a look at that real quick. If a Tambor infiltrates a mosquito raid, the Tambor unit immediately leaves the raid after the attack is resolved. Okay, so we'll give it a shot. That's the second to last statement in 943 for leaving a raid. So we'll give that a shot. Where are we here? We are in hex I5, India 5, and I've got a unit there stacked on the beacon. So we'll try him. So that should be -3 for visibility and weather, and I'm on the beacon, so -3 on this infiltration. Okay. Okay. Nobody infiltrates anything. Pretty lame night. So that's Tambor. Okay, deployment. Do I want any of these guys deployed or doing anything else? I don't want him on that beacon because that's just not going to do anyone any good. Don't want to go into those cities. That guy's going to bolt out of here. Well, it looks like I kind of am where I am at this point. This was a pretty shallow raid, so I don't have a lot of chance to adjust my forces on the coast before you're back out. I don't know, are you seeing anything?
No.
No, I'm really not. I'm wondering if I start marking some of these guys return to base, actually. Just to start cleaning up. All right, in fact, let me start doing that as long as I'm looking at them. This guy back here in First Division is not going to find anything useful, so we'll mark him return to base. We'll figure out L2 and L3. We'll give them a turn to give chase. This guy in K6 will return to base. So this is kind of anti-deployment, which I think, as you do in most of these games, your air combat games, you're welcome to mark units return to base whenever appropriate. This guy's not going to do anything. This guy is probably not going to do anything. Give it another turn before I start pulling down the Himmelbett, but just looking for folks that legitimately really have no play left. Okay, I think that's what it is.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the end of my deployment. Nobody's landing this turn. All right, and now for the main event. So the resolve bombing marker is in hex Kilo 3, which is Hamburg. Hamburg is triangle, which means that it has
it's good radar signature.
Good radar signature. It does not have oboe.
Nope.
Which was a guidance system that needed line of sight, actually, to transmitters back on the British Isles. So you get curvature of the Earth going for you a little bit, and it's gone. So no oboe. Where are we again? Hamburg? Okay. And that should be map A.
It's A, and we're going to... we're in a heavy cloud. So it's going to be Wanganui.
Yeah, this was not good weather.
Actually, hang on a second. I can card play at any time, right?
Yeah, go for it. You're going to change the...
See if I can change the weather.
Okay.
That's 2nd Yog Division?
Correct.
All right, let's try it.
All right, so... Oh, no, this is just hoping to roll a 3.
Basically hoping to roll a 3. Let's see what happens. Nope, it's a 5. That changes the weather in 4th Yog Division.
Okay.
So we're going to randomly pick a weather marker, and we're going to put it in 4th Yog Division. And whereas 4th is down here, right?
Yes, they currently have cloud.
4th is here. They have cloud. And we are going to get weather markers, weather chits. Here we go. Bad weather chit is heavy cloud.
Oh. Well, that's actually good for you. That makes it harder for me to land.
Right. So we'll put that guy away, and we'll put this guy here.
Okay.
And it gives me a little more cover as I leave, but I don't think it's going to matter. Okay.
All right.
So that's that.
All right. So
and that's it.
So now we're moving to the target map A, and we are going to the bombing sequence of play on the other player aid. So step 1 here is going to be target marking for you. You get to place your aim point.
Yep.
Stop that. Pretty much anywhere you'd like, and then place the approach marker in an adjacent area.
Okay, let's see here. So this is going to be, I'm going to have a very bad concentration. I know that. Let's see. So I'm going to have an aim point. We'll just go right there. And then we'll approach this way.
Interesting. So what are your thoughts on that aim point and approach vector?
I know it's going to be. I know it's gonna move.
Yeah.
So, I just knowing it's moving. I want to hit something.
Yep.
And that's basically my best shot at hitting something because I'm in heavy cloud. My modifiers are going to be so Wanganui is like a +3.
Yeah.
I will get a -1 for the good radar signature because I'm using Wanganui, so it's still a +2. but the heavy cloud, it's just, yeah, this is gonna. That's kind of my thought on this thing. 'Cause
Yep.
we're gonna drift some direction.
And so there's interesting two things here. One, of course, the victory point schedule really does support you eventually with walk back, getting those industrial and transport targets.
Yep.
You get double VP for those. However,
Mhm.
it's significantly harder to convert those into fires. They're not nearly
Right.
as flammable as the housing for the workers
Yep.
and the dehousing campaigns, so
Mhm.
affectionately called, carpet bombing of
Mhm.
firebombing of
Right.
civilians. So, I guess two ways to take it, and we'll see. And it may end up, if this thing gets shifted right or left here a
Right.
little bit, you may still end up with all the civilians. So,
Yeah, I just don't want what I don't want to have happen is that I don't want it to
walk off
shift.
map.
I want to place it on the victory points and then have it shift into the countryside, which is just a disaster. So
Right, yep.
I'll just
Okay.
take I'm at the mercy of the die gods right now.
Okay, so now we place the target indicator marker in the same area as the
Yep.
aim point for.
And it's gonna be Wanganui.
Okay. All right, so now you roll on the marking table to determine the drift value, modify as appropriate. So
Yep.
the marking value is 2d6 with the modifiers being card play, and I have to remember that I have cards, so give me a minute
Mm-hmm.
here. There we go. So for those of you that don't have the play in front of you, it's card play. Wanganui is going to really make this detrimental. It's a +3 modifier. And that's, uh, you do get some benefit with the radar signature.
Mm-hmm.
But all in all,
Plus one.
all in all,
It's gonna be a +2 roll.
yeah. All in all, this is just going to be bad news. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to hold off on that. Ooh. Um, okay, well, I'm going to start with this, and I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Your wind reports were bad.
Oh. Had 3 disruptions. Wow, that's terrible.
And you get another +1 DRM.
Yeah. Okay. That's pretty bad. Got anything else?
No, that's what I'm playing.
Okay, I'm adding 3 disruptions to the main force raid.
And so you're on a +3 DRM, accounting for card play, radar signature, and Wanganui.
Yeah.
Any cards for you?
Nope.
Okay, so this is at +3 DRM. Let's go for it.
Boom. 6.
Modified.
0 drift, 1 row down.
Except +3 DRM puts that at 9.
Ah, you're right. It's a 9, and that's bad. That is 2 rows down, and it's a 1 drift. And we're going to do a die roll for the drift direction, which is a 3. So it's back 2.
So that should just be 1 drift. Yeah, so it's just drift.
Oh, it's a 1 drift. Sorry, that's 1
Yeah.
drift here. 1 drift. So I'm here.
I think the aim point stays where it is. Let's take a look here. Move the approach marker and the TI marker. Yeah, so leave the aim point where it was, right?
Okay. Leave the approach marker.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where I am. And I am down 2 rows. So on the heavy cloud, so that's going to take me down to 2. So my concentration is 2.
So coming back here now for folks on bomb dropping, just kind of going through the sequence. He has 20 bomb counters that the force brought in. And so right now, if we go to the cup, you have an opportunity to populate the cup with your choice of a mix of incendiary and high explosives.
Mm-hmm.
And so here, let me, if you're looking at the cup, I can drop those markers in there for you.
Okay, so just do 6 HE and 14 incendiary.
Okay, so here's the HE, here's the incendiary, so 6 HE, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll just clone the whole stack. Okay, that should be 14 incendiary. And for fun, 6 HE, 14 incendiary, total 20. See, isn't that nice that they did that? Okay, so the cup has been populated.
Mhm.
And now determining the concentration value from that table based on weather and marking quality. So heavy cloud is 3. 2 rows down from the marking table gets you, as you mentioned, at a 2 concentration.
Yep.
So the way this is going to work for you folks is he will now at the Wanganui marker pull 2 randomly from the cup and drop those there. Those are going to be the ones that actually will impact closest to where he thought he was.
There we go. 1, 2.
Okay, and then now kind of in rings around that, he'll drop 1 marker each.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna start out. I don't think it matters where I put them, right? I'm just populating.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
like,
it's. Do you want to start it? I'll just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1,
yep,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
you're now 1 ring out from that.
1, 2, 3, 4,
If you wanted to
5.
make sure that these kind of hit the city, I think that would be fine. I suppose that farm side.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. So let's just move. So that's not in the city. So let's just move these over. I don't have to
Yeah, it simply states that
do
you have to do it in the 2nd ring before you go out to the 3rd ring. It's
third
still,
ring, but I can just do this right now. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I just move them over, put them there, put them there. Now I go to the 2nd
And
ring.
so it does fill it.
That got to go there and then there, and
Okay.
I'm out.
So far, nothing has missed entirely. I say so
Right.
far because
So far,
I can
yeah,
be,
we're gonna have movement now. This is the mini game.
yeah, I can be a jerk. So, all
Mm-hmm.
right, let me get rid of the cup. That's not useful. Bring back my hand. All right, so let me just double check these. That's not useful. This one, all right. Okay, yep. Okay, so that completes step 2. Now all the bomb markers are on the board. I'll go ahead and clear the
Mm-hmm.
move flags. So
Mm-hmm.
so going now, flipping the card over, going to step 3. This is bombing adjustment. So this will be now where we get the grand effects of all of the awful things that happen. So,
Mm-hmm.
and bombing error, the total error value is done by the following. Visibility is poor, so there's 2 error
Mm-hmm.
for that.
Mm-hmm.
You have the total cumulative disruptions to this raid to get to this point. How many we're looking at?
7.
7 is the cumulative, so 3 error from that. For now we're up to 5 error, and then card play.
Yep.
And so the civil defenses here set out a whole bunch of smoke pots to help
Yeah.
obscure
Okay.
relevant targets.
Increase the error value by 2, or play when converting bomb counter to creep back. So it's going to be you're reducing it by 2. Okay.
That's correct.
So you're increase the error by 2. Okay. So the error
Is now,
So we've got 2 errors. So we've got 2, 5. We've got 7 error now.
that's right. So I'll discard smoke pots. I don't know if you have any card play that affects
Nope, I
error.
do not.
Okay, so what this does now, it costs me 1 point of error value to move 1 bomb counter 1 area. So I get to now nudge these apart from one another to kind of make your life a lot more difficult.
Hmm.
So let's see what we have here. I've got 7. Um, Let me take a look at the map here and see what's where. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to disperse these, and largely what the British player is trying to do is he's trying to move them together to make pairings. If you can lump more on industry, that's going to, of course, double points for industry. If you can make a fire, that's even better, where major fire score 4 VP or 8 VP on industry. So let me take a look at what you got there. So you actually are pretty darn close. You're going to have a major fire on your concentration marker. I think there's probably going to be little I can do for that. And you of course, loaded up a whole bunch of incendiary, so all of those that are sitting on the residential should be fairly easy to get together and convert as well. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the easy moves. Uh, I've got 7 of these. Let me do 3 of them being these guys just being absolutely gone in the countryside. Let me pull, that's 3 moves. Let me do a 4th move to bring, let's see what's over here. Boy, I don't like any of that. It's going to be pretty easy for you to light the city center on fire too, given... All right. So I've got 3, 4. I'll move that one away.
Yep.
I get any more. Sorry for all the toggling here, folks watching the stream. Just trying to see what's under these counters. 5. Got 2 more to do. I think you picked a really good mix here because there's not a lot I can do that disrupts you. You don't really need the high explosives very much for a whole lot of this map. So I've moved 5. I have 2 more moves. Let me move 6. And let me move 7. Okay. You know, I take that. Yeah, I'll leave that there. Okay, so those are my 7 moves. A little bit less concentrated than you may have hoped. So now we're on to bombing accuracy.
Yes.
So now this is your chance to nudge it back. Okay, so you get 2 accuracies due to the radar signature and any card play.
Unfortunately, I have no cards to play.
Oh.
I have 2 to move.
Yep.
That's it.
So what can you salvage here?
That's a good question. So I can set that city center on fire. I'm pretty sure. So here's the thing.
Pretty trivially.
Yeah, I need to. So here for the listeners, the VP in this scenario go as follows. In the Berlin scenario, British player scores the following VPs for bombing: 1 VP for each incendiary or HE counter dropped on a non-fields area. 4 VPs for every major fire, and double the VPs for all incendiary or HE counters and major fires in industrial and transport areas.
And that's going to be the factory, the boat, and the train.
Yeah. Factory, the boat, and the train. So let's set the... Let's see if we can set on fire here. Whoops. So in order to set industrial and transport areas, any 3 counters convert to a major fire as long as there's 1 HE amongst them. That's very bad.
That's right. And I made it so that you don't have any counters stacked currently. So it would take all of your adjustments.
All right. So what we're going to need to do is, I think the best thing I can do is start 2 major fires. I think. Ooh, and I didn't get an HE. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
You could do
I
one major
could,
fire in industrial or two elsewhere.
but if I do, if I put, oh, that's a city center though. Oh man, I could have started. So here's what I could have done if this hadn't been an industrial.
Which, well, there's,
And so see the three city centers.
yes.
So go to the middle city center and
Yep.
go one to the
Yep.
southwest.
Okay.
That is my TI counter. And if I can get 2 fires in there, then I get creep back, right?
Right. But there's no way you get 6 counters in there.
Well, if that had been a city center, sure. 2 incendiaries and 1 HE converts to 2 major fires.
Correct, yes.
So if that had been a city center on if I had not moved, I could have put, well, in any case, that's fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to start a major fire. Let's see. All right.
So what are your 2 adjustments?
I'm thinking here. I guess I could get a major fire here. So let's just do this. Let's get a major fire right here and there. That's my 2.
Okay. And so now that all the adjustments have been made, we're onto the conflagration step, which is converting things to major fires. Before you get too trigger happy, the bucket brigade comes out. And prevents the conversion.
1 conversion of HE and or incendiary. So I should have done 2 because your card. So that just cost me 8 victory points.
Potentially. So the one thing I have to double check here is I don't think you lose the bomb counters. I think I just kept them from being converted. So you went from 6. You had 8 and now you have 6. So I think that was a 2 VP play. But I'll take the 2 VP.
No, I mean if a fire. So I would have gotten the. Oh, I see. I think you take the counters off and make it a fire.
That's right. I'm preventing that entire process.
I see.
Convert
okay.
HE.
So yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see here. Here we go. The civil defense card prevents 1 conversion while leaving the bomb counters in place.
Got it. Okay. So that's So you're right. It's a 2 VP play then.
Yep. But again, if this comes down to 2 VP, that was the winning play.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Okay, so now that step has been completed, so now we're just doing bomb scoring. And as Bruce mentioned, we've got 1 VP for just markers on the board that are on a target icon, industry, residential, or city center. 4 VP for fires, but there's no fire. And so essentially 2 VP for the industrial areas for every marker and 1 VP else. So let me go ahead on my, if you wanted to delete a couple of your markers, I can find your VP.
So I'm going to delete that guy goes away. He's nowhere. That guy goes away. There's nowhere. That guy goes away. There's nowhere. And that guy goes away.
And so is this one.
And so it's, yep. Right.
All right, so if you wanted to rattle off the VP, I'll adjust your VP track.
Okay, so I'll rattle them off. So this is HE on a residential, that's 1.
Okay.
This is incendiary on a residential, that's 2. This is incendiary on a residential, that's 3. Incendiary on a residential, that's 4. HE on a residential, that's 5. Incendiary on a residential, that's 6. Incendiary on a residential, that's 7. Incendiary on a city center, that's 8. Incendiary on a city center, that's 9. Incendiary on industrial, that's 10, 11. Incendiary on a transport, that's 12, 13.
Okay.
This is incendiary on an industrial, it's 14, 15. And then I have 3 counters here. So I have 15 until I add 6 more, so that's 21.
All right, I've got you marked 21 VP on the track, and bombing's been resolved.
Yep.
So, with, I'd say, what was that? Only 4 targets didn't fall on something useful.
Mm-hmm.
Only 4 bombs didn't fall on something useful, so an 80% conversion. Been nice if you could have made some fires, but there sure was a lot of industry for you to fall on. So, okay,
Yep.
so that should be bombing. All right, completing the bombing phase, we'll go ahead and remove the resolve bombing marker now that we've done so.
Yep.
Delete that. And now we're on to end phase.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay, and so now we've wrapped up turn 5. The rest of this should start going a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
Essentially, his raids are going to kind of snake their way out of here. I'm going to try and take 1 or
Mm-hmm.
2 parting shots at them. And then it's mostly going to be a recovery exercise for me to see how many planes crash trying to get back on the ground.
Right.
And then we'll add up VP. And it looks like this was a shallow enough raid that turn 11 wasn't a big issue for
Right.
Nightfall.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we're both just drawing in 3 cards into our hands.
Mm-hmm.
And not all of these were useful.
Okay.
All right, let me. So one thing I'm looking up briefly, if anyone's curious, is I'm looking up the diversion rules. This weather is bad enough that if I'm authorized to tell my controllers to have people ditch, not ditch, but use alternate airfields in other sectors that have better weather, I'm inclined to do so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Da, 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 da. Just skimming real quick. So, you can move, you can't do anything else interesting. If the unit in recovery is not in the same or adjacent hex to its own airfield, it is placed in the divert recovery box, bearing wherever it happens to be. And that's going to mean that's going to cycle back up less quickly. For those of you looking at the left side of the map here, you can see there's a kind of a whole little workflow that happens to bring units back to being ready to launch again. Now, if this had been a deeper raid, this may have been an issue where some of the stuff I put up near the western coasts would have run out of gas, they would have landed, they would have refueled and rearmed, and then they would come to the ready box. Interestingly, I'm oh, you know what? In the recovery phase that we had previously, this closed airfield unit would have moved to refuel and rearm. There we go. So at any rate, so it looks like I can divert, and based on the DRMs on recovery in the bad weather areas, I very much am probably going to try and get folks to land at a serviceable airstrip in better weather.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, anyway, so that's just a little bit of meta on where things are going to go here. So that was turn 6 draw cards. Oh, well, and that's actually very relevant since we're now doing fighters move. All right, in the southwest here, these guys are going to stay there. You in this heavy cloud is just really not, I don't like that you gave me more heavy cloud. That was not a nice thing to do. Okay. We're just at cloud and 4, so that's fine. I'm going to keep the GCI active. I'm going to keep that guy on his marker in G9. Let's see here. The RTB unit in I8 is actually going to, he can go back to his unit, I think. 1J300, yeah, so he's going to go back to here. He'll RTB there. I might RTB my 3rd Yag Division Himmelbett units. I think that they are not going to be useful any longer. Maybe that northernmost one. I don't know which way you're going to go with that. Let me just slowly pull this apart. So 3 and hex G7, 3, 2 is going to go back RTB, and that's actually fine for him. He can go right there.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. I will take 2, 1 and mark him RTB. And move him to his airfield. So I'll use my handy dandy. Where is 2, 1's fuel marker?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. There we go. 2, 1 is in fuel box 6. There it is. All right, and he is now actively consuming fuel. Okay. Who else is going to start? So this is me starting to pull apart my line. I'm going to keep the northern part of it up in case that mosquito does something strange. Let's see here. In 3 for this guy, so he'll just kind of turn right back around from whence he came.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the tail end of this bomber stream is going to be an I3 next turn. And so the units I scrambled from 1 Yag Division are just always going to be a hex behind. There's really going to be nothing they can do to catch up. So those guys are both going to mark return base.
Mm-hmm.
Regrettably, have taken off 1 turn too late. And so this is one of the decisions on me on when I was going to scramble. Those guys just did not come up quick enough to go to the fight. All right, so we'll get these guys going back to their bases. These single engine fighters are pretty much done for the day. They are in an area of heavy cloud, so I'm going to have them scoot deeper into the Reich, come back to a divert airfield with much better landing capabilities. Okay. I'm going to leave the GCI active up here. I'm thinking the unit in J2 is not going to have be in the right spot. He's not going to be able to infiltrate next turn. He's just going to be toast unless I can happen to detect you. What's his fuel state? A 2 NJG 3. Let me take a look at that.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Did we mark my victory points for the bombing on the track?
We did. I marked it as 21.
Okay, except it looks like it's German.
Oh, well, a guy can hope. I've got no VP.
Let's
All right, 21 it is.
yeah,
I was hoping you wouldn't notice. Come on.
There we go.
All right, sorry about that.
All right, no problem. Okay,
All right.
perfect.
So I guess I could attempt one more tame bore and get a couple of shots on you. I think 2 NJG3 is actually really fresh on fuel. He might be here. Yeah, he's got a ton of fuel. So I'm actually going to move him. Let's see, this will be down through here. I'm going to move him to hex H3. No, you know what? I'm not going to get ahead of myself. I'm going to move him here to hex I3. And he may be able to actually get in the tail of the raid here at I3 and stay with you for a little bit if I'm really lucky. Gonna keep GCI up. Yeah, that's just what I'm going to do. Okay. I don't think I have anyone else that I need to move that hasn't already moved. Okay, so now let me update my fuel tracking. At one point I scrambled 1-1 and made him a fuel 9, so that would be down to 8. Okay. So, oh, you know what? He actually never took off. That was the deal. That was the guy that did the ground abort. Okay, delete that. All right, so everyone deducts 1 fuel. Done. Okay, fighter movement complete. Nobody scrambling. I am not that silly. Which brings us down to raid movement.
Mm-hmm.
To you, kind sir.
Alrighty, here we go. I should remove the raid markers. Okay. Do you have anybody else here? Yeah, I have this delete. Anything adjacent to GCI? Yes, it's going to be here. I will place there.
Okay.
Way down in the south.
Yep, figured those guys.
I don't have anybody else.
There should have been. Do we place in J2 since a part of the stream would have transited that this turn or not? Let me double check
I
that.
don't think so. I think it's
If the marker is there?
yeah. I mean, it's the marker would not be there, right? I mean, it was there last turn. It's not there this turn.
Yeah, let's see here. No, all right, so rule 9.3, just under the art. When a raid or portion of a bomber stream passes through an active Himmelbett hex in the raid's move phase, they place a GCI marker there. So the fact that the caboose pulled through that hex.
Oh, I see. Okay, you're right. You're right. You're right. Very good. Very good. Okay, nice catch.
Yep, no problem.
That'll go there.
And this is one of the differences between Downfall and this. With how long these streams were, you essentially have enough time to get 2 hits on them versus later in the war when they tighten things up. That was not the case. Okay, so I've got that. The mosquitoes are pretty much gone unless I can detect them again. I've got low and high. Okay, so let's do GCI for G10 based off of the unit in G9. They will be the ones responding. Let me update my track marker. Okay. Let me double check card play for me. And oh my, yeah. One second. Okay, not that one. That one. Okay, so let's resolve. Where's my other one? Okay, so we're going to resolve G10 first. This is a strength 2 unit. Decoy for 3. Visibility and weather brings us back down to 0. Any flak damage on this raid?
Let's see here. Well, let's do it this way. There are 2.
Okay, I'll use one of them.
But we're not going to have them anymore.
Based on the quick readings of the rules, it looks like I can use a damage marker, not for each damage marker. So I'll just take a +1 DRM on this.
But what I'm saying is I can remove 1 or 2 flak damage markers from a single raid box of the bridge player's choice. I'm just going to remove them, and there will be 0.
I see that there's a card play. Lucky Crew. Okay. Okay, so
There are no longer any hits.
got it. Okay. Hold up a second. That's a flag icon.
That's a flag.
Let me
Cancel
just see if I've got. Nope. I'll let you keep it. Okay.
I'm discarding that.
Got it. So this is no DRM subject to any other card play.
Correct.
Okay. So rolling at 0 DRM. 4 is not going to do it. Thank you for trying. Please play again next week. All right. Coming back up to J2, where we've got the raid having pulled through that. Everyone got real excited by the prospect of getting one last clean shot at this. And so the stragglers are now subject to some harassment.
What you got?
Card play by Hex J2, stragglers.
Play when a Nightfighter unit makes a GCI attack. All GCI units within 3 hexes of the active hex may also roll GCI attacks on that raid. OMG! OMFG!
Yeah, so you hit me at the very top end of the line here. So that's going to be the unit in J2. What is this here? K3, J2, J3, and I5.
Okay, so you got 3 attacks coming, right?
Yep. Unless you want to cancel that card.
Nah, well, I would, but I can't. Doesn't happen.
All right, so we'll do these south to north.
So I'm going to play cards on you as you roll these, though, okay?
I hope you would. Okay. I'll bring up my hand here just so I remember that I've got some reactions.
So which dudes are doing what?
Okay, so I'll start here with the southernmost I5 unit. That's going to be a strength of 2. And let's see here. That's 2 for strength, -3 for weather and viz. He's on -1, subject to card play.
So we're in I5.
I5.
And he is attacking
Your main
within
raid.
3 hexes, my main force. Okay, so that guy is a strength of 2. Okay.
Net DRM so far is -1.
Okay, make the DRM -2.
All right. Boozer. Oh, there's Boozer. Okay. All right. Yep. So we'll go with that. So DRM -2 on from the unit in I5. Okay. So that 5 isn't going to do anything for me. However, you will get. I rolled a 6 on one of the cards. So go ahead and take your shot at me.
Boom! Complete miss.
Okay. Swing and a miss. Moving up the line, Hex J3 is able to respond. This is a strength of 3, with 3 taken off for weather and visibility, so net DRM of 0, pending card play.
Okay. Card play here. We're going to play
full throttle.
-2.
Okay, so net DRM of -2 here. You got a nice hand of get out of dodge cards.
Yeah.
-2. I'll take that. 8.
So 10 comes down to an 8.
1 in a disruption. Although I think disruption at this point doesn't matter.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play that to cancel that 1.
Okay. And you do get a shot at me for my 6.
Okay. 9. That does a Nightfighter hit.
Yes, that does. Okay. All right. Well, so far, for all of my efforts here, I've lost a Nightfighter. I'm like walking into your trap. Finally, in J2 here, this is going to be a net DRM of -3, subject to card play.
Might as well just do that because
oh my god.
Yeah.
What is this?
I wish I had the cards for bombing, but I might as well just use them for this.
All right, Monica. So we're getting a lot of nice radar-directed tail guns here. Okay, so that's a net roll. I was at -3. I'm now at -4.
Yeah.
Okay. Whole lot of nothing there.
Yeah.
I made you work for it, though. I do have that. Okay, so raid movement is complete. No one transiting any area flak markers?
No.
Nope. Nope. That should be fine. Okay. So, raid detection here. This is going to be a straight roll.
Yeah. I have no
Let's just
cards, obviously.
okay, and I have no card. I have no cards that I am going to play.
Mhm.
So let me roll 2. Jamming level is 5. Oof. Okay, so that is equal to, which means I get nothing actually. I don't have the Naxos marker, which doesn't help me get burned through any of the jamming, and
Mhm.
nobody's infiltrated. So, oh well. All right, so Tame Boar, nobody has someone to infiltrate, regrettably. And now deployment, no one is going to deploy onto anything,
Mhm.
but I will start doing some recovery.
Mhm.
So let me real quickly hop to, there we go, recovery procedure. Move units, et cetera, et cetera.
Mhm.
All right, let me actually hop to the rules to make sure. Move units, because the back of the play aid is just talking about moving stuff within the getting guys ready to go out again. I'm just wondering
Mhm.
how I get them onto the ground. 7.4.
7.4 for 7.6.
Yes. All right. All right. Yeah. So Knight Rider recovers in the recovery phase at my option. Yeah. All right. So let me first rearm the guy that from 3rd Division, since he now has is ready to go again. Not that he will go. And I will start moving folks that are returned to base on airfields back to where they're going. So I found a guy in I-9. Let me, what's going to be my hotkey here? Send to, I send to recovery box. That's going to put them probably right next to everything. Ready to go. I seemed. You see where the module put that guy?
No, I'm looking.
1-300 sent to Berlin map. Right, let me undo that. What the heck happened? Oh, that's what it was. I deleted a marker and it deleted both.
Mm.
So one more time. There it is. Okay, there he is. So he's there, and that was which division? That was in 7th Division. So he's a nope. That is his airfield. So there we go. Do I have anybody else in 2nd Division landing? I do not. Do I have anyone in 4 landing? I do not. Do I have anyone in 3? I do. Okay, so this guy is going to go. He is at his home airfield, so delete that. And you. Let's see, this guy is also at his own airfield. Delete, land. All right, what else do we have? That's it for that one. Now going up to 2. That guy's not anywhere useful. Okay, in 1, I'm going to have some folks landing where they're not supposed to. So this guy's where he's supposed to be. This guy's where he's supposed to be. 2. All right, this guy's where he's supposed to be. All And one of these guys is where they're supposed to be. J4, J5. Oh, okay. Never mind. Neither of these guys are where they're supposed to be. So we'll just get the landed appropriately guys to their right spot. And these guys are diverts. Okay. Strictly speaking, I should be pulling these fuel markers off, which I may do here briefly. And now I just got to check, do I roll for their recovery now or when they move to refuel and rearm? Recover them to the recovery box and check for losses. So I will check for them kind of one at a time here and just see how this goes. I don't know if you have any, I think you're out of cards, so we'll just roll these.
Yeah, I'm out of cards.
Yep, okay. So first division is in reasonably good weather, broken cloud. So that's actually the kind of the best column for me. Card play, I get +2 for single engines. You have to roll on recovery, so I won't do any disruptions or flak damage. Oh, so we do need to keep tracking disruptions for you.
Yeah, I'm still keeping track of them.
And +1 for diverting. Okay, so for these two single engine units, they're going to each roll at +3 for having diverted, being single engine fighters. So I'll roll those sequentially, each at +3. That's a 7, which is nothing, and an 11.
11, which is also nothing.
Ooh.
In broken cloud, very close.
Oof. Okay. Now I've got all the people that are twin engines where they're supposed to be. So actually, these guys are no DRM for the 3 twin engine units in 1st Yog Division. So roll for each of them, and I pretty much have to roll boxcars here. Oh, no, wait, yeah, that's fine. Okay. Now it gets a little hairy. So 3rd Yog Division is, what's its weather again? That is cloud. Okay, so I'm 1 column over, twin engine, landing where they're supposed to. So this is no DRM. 10 or worse is bad for me. Rolling both. Oh, there's an 11.
11 is just a 1.
Yep, so that's another fire loss. Okay. And finally, I've got a twin engine in 7 landing. 7 has cloud as well. It is not a divert. So I'm still in the cloud column, +2 for single engine. So that's a 5 adjusted to 7, and that one's fine. Okay.
You're okay. Yep.
So those are all the losses so far accounted for. That's recovery, no bombing, in phase, which doesn't have anything to go for us. We'll move the game into turn 7. Okay, back to our hand. I will discard a decoys, which is now no longer useful to me.
Just going to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Oh, now I'm drawing my bombing cards. Good.
I have not been seeing any but one of my EW cards. Like I've not had anything to affect the jamming track, which has been regrettable. Short game. Okay, so cards have been performed. Fighter movement, all right. So I will note here that I lost the ball on where your guys were. So I want to just put a probable here in G4. It's me guessing. I do have a marker in G10. That guy's just probably cooking out of here, though. All right. Then so this is going to then play into my movement. If I think you're going from I3 to G4, and when you do this move, you'll actually be in G4. So all's not lost. I can still try and chase you down a little bit. That guy will try and harry you. I am going to disassemble the GCI and mark these guys. Return to base. Where is your base? Jutland. All right, well, that's super. There's your base. You're in second, which is a place I don't want you to be. So we'll take 2 turns to try and scoot you to a divert field. What else do I have? Let's see. Yep, I'm just going to start disassembling this, the Himmelbett. This guy's also in the second. I will try and get him someplace that's not the second. Let me... Where's this guy's base? G5. Probably get there. So the whole thing starts coming apart now. Where are you going? You're going to H6. Oh, you're there. Never mind. Let's see here. I'm going to... Yeah, so I think I might get one more shot at Himmelbett in the south, but I think this guy on the beacon's not going to do any good. So he's from F9, not in heavy cloud, he's not, so he'll divert. Oh, he can divert right here. Great. Okay, so I'm leaving the very southern portion of it up. Pretty much everyone else is trying to land now. And I've got one hopeful that's trying to pace where he thinks the raid might be. So I think that's my movement. Now, one thing I will attempt to do here is, if I go into my fuel, if I note anyone that's in the recovery box, I can delete their fuel marker. Control-Alt-D. Yep, I can. Sweet. So, yeah. No, that was actually me deleting the unit. That's not good. See, recovery box, fuel, done. Recovery box, fuel, done. So this is just going to be me cleaning up a little bit here. Okay, I think everyone that's recovering, I have pulled their fuel marker off.
Okay.
The only folks that are still on... Oh, no, there's one more. Okay, the only folks that are still on GCI should just be the 2 units down south. 2-4 and 1-4. Everyone else should be off of GCI now, so I will reaccount for their fuel. All right, 1-4 is here on the bottom, so let's see. Okay, and then 2-4 is there. Got it. Okay. So fuel states appropriately marked. I will now decrement fuel. Okay. And fighter movement complete. Everybody scrambling. Okay, raids. I'm guessing you're just, there's nothing to pick up. So it's just whether or not I get another GCI in G10 or not. Which I'm not sure where that stream is.
So it's all about transiting that thing, right?
Yes, if a marker crosses it.
Yeah, so it's going to go.
Okay. Yeah, I thought I might want to leave something up. All right. So, looking at my hand, let's see if I had anything I wanted to do there. All right, well, let's do it. Let's go ahead and roll that attack. Then the unit that will be attacking that will be the higher strength 2 unit. Weather here is pretty crummy, so I'm at a net -1, subject to card play. Is there a limitation to the number of cards we can play?
I don't think so.
Well, that's fine by me. Let's go ahead and start here by saying that I finally had an expert show up to the fight,
Okay.
which will bring me to the +2 column.
Okay. So let me then place a full throttle on him.
Okay.
-2.
So that brings me to a net DRM of 0. Let me take a look here. Despite the fact that they're going so fast, they do tend to be some of the less capable Halifax bombers, which are
All right.
just a little bit easier for me to take some shots at.
Okay. Well, we're gonna even though we're Halifax, we got some fish ponds, so we're gonna knock that down.
Subtract 1. Okay, so what do we have here? We were at -1 after weather. I bumped it up 5 for my cards, and you bumped it back down
3.
3. So up 2 from cards, -1. So +1 net DRM. Okay, let's do it. 7. I don't think that's going to cut it. Nope.
Nope.
Ever so barely.
Good job, boss. Good thing I played that last card. Very good.
I know.
All right.
All right. Now,
Right.
only so much we can do there. Okay, so that was raid movement and the combat I could have against them. Now all those guys are going to go home. Raid detection. Okay, I don't have any cards to play to affect detection. So unless you do, I'll go ahead and roll against a 5.
Go for it.
All right.
Roll a 9.
That'll do it. All right, where is everybody?
Okay, here you go.
Please be in G4.
You're going to get that, you're going to get that, and you're going to get that.
Ah, yes. I have 1 or 2 turns if I'm really lucky on lane on tame board.
Okay.
Oh,
all right.
Now I'm feeling like an idiot pulling that guy off of that beacon. Did I have a guy on a beacon in J9? G9? I don't remember.
No, I don't think you had him on the beacon. Okay. He was just there.
That's good. Okay. So in that case, let me. That then brings us to tame boar, and I have a chance. Let me see what cards I've got that might affect infiltration.
No card play from me because I have none.
No card play from me.
Oh, actually, I do. I have a card, but I haven't.
So, looking at infiltration here, weather modifier in this zone, we're in the tail zone here, it's -2 for heavy cloud. -1 for visibility is -3. I am not on a beacon for -5. I pretty much have to roll boxcars here. With this awful, awful weather that we have. Yeah, I have to roll 12. Okay. All right.
You didn't, but I get to roll defensive fire.
Oh
no, you're not attacking. You're just an infiltration. Yeah, so you did not get it.
All right. Weather is too crummy for that. All right, deployment. No one is deploying. Oops, I'm sorry. Recovery. At this point, let's just, I think, go ahead and stipulate that you're not flying over any program defenses that would draw fire in movement, and This guy here is going to turn around and head back. I don't think, based on the fuel states that I'm looking at, that anyone is at risk of not making it to an airfield.
Okay.
Let me double check that here by looking at the fuel marker, but what we can just do if we think that no one's really at risk is we can forego the mechanics of finding everyone home and
Right.
just start rolling recovery.
Right.
Okay, so 3, 4. Here we go. Is in box I9. Oh yeah, he's landing this turn. 4, 3 is in field box 3. He's in I1. He'll take a turn to get back and then he'll land. Yeah, so I don't think I have anyone else in danger of
Okay.
not making it to fuel.
Sounds good.
Okay. What order do you want to do this? You want to roll recovery on your raids, or do you want me to roll recovery on the night fighters?
Do your night fighters, and then the raids will be the last thing.
Okay. So let's do this. Let's take. What's my weather? I mean, strictly speaking, I suppose we could churn cards a little bit to see if we can get any weather cards.
Yeah.
But I think I'll just keep the weather as
There's
is.
a thing in here,
Uh-huh.
and it says it says that you should maybe not try to not try to churn cards in the hope of getting an accident card. That's what it says. That's what Lee Brimacombe Wood suggests to everybody as a sporting gesture. See, sporting because he's British, and to prevent play dragging on interminably. Players are asked not to draw cards in the hope of playing an accident in this end stage.
And similarly, I will not draw cards hoping to draw a weather, and I'll just take the board as is.
All right.
So let me divert folks largely into useful places. I'm going to kind of make a two. You know what? Why am I having you go? All right. I'm going to have one idiot actually land in the second Yog division, the guy going up to Jutland. I don't know why. Probably because he doesn't have a lot of gas. Everyone else is probably going to divert someplace more useful. So I've got one guy diverting or landing in 2 where he's supposed to. Got other folks going into there. Where are you and where can I get you to? We'll have you land there in 2 turns, no problem. All these guys are going to be able to land where they're supposed to. We got cloud there, heavy cloud there. Let me bring the GCI off of that. Land, divert those there. Okay, so I think the cleanest way for me to do this is pick one division at a time, roll the stack over. If they are in the right division, I'll roll them on the non-divert table. If they're in the incorrect division, I'll roll them on the divert table. So looking here at 7 division, which is cloud, I have this stack, which I will land. Okay. And so for these guys, all twin engine, all of them diverted. So that's going to be +1 each for diverting on the cloud column. So 3 rolls at +1. 11 is bad.
That's a 1.
That's fine.
5 and a 12.
On. Yeah.
So the 11 on the cloud column is a 1. The 5 is a 6. That's safe. The 12 is a 2. Remove the counter.
Yeah, and we'll not generate anyone new. So I will now move that into the 10 spot. And I now have 10 losses. But that group is clear. And these guys all were diverts into 7. All right. So 4 is clear. 7 is clear. 3 is cloud. Now let's see. I've got this group. I've got this group. Am I missing anyone else? Oh, yep, I am. All right, these guys here. Okay, so 3rd Yog division is all moved. Let's see, what do I have? All twin engine. I've got 2 diverted and 3 not diverted.
Okay.
So
Do the 2 diverted first.
Okay,
You're
so
in 3rd Yog division. You're in what, in cloud?
Yep, this is a cloud column at +1 for the diverts.
Okay.
9. Whew, okay.
You're okay?
11 again.
11, so 1 hit.
Okay. And then for my non-diverts, I've got 3 of those, so this is just a straight roll.
Yep.
8 is fine. 6 is fine.
6 is fine.
6 is fine.
6 is fine.
All right. Oops, those guys are all right. 2 has 1 goober. That's actually landing where he's supposed to, regrettably, in heavy cloud. So you take a look at this column for heavy cloud.
Yeah. Pretty terrible column.
I don't know why I did. Okay, well, here you go. 10. That is 3.
You can remove the counter. Yeah, that's brutal.
Who did more damage, the ground or you?
The ground for sure. Which I think is how it was.
Yeah, this is night. This is bad weather. This is not good flying. People should not be doing this.
No, they shouldn't.
All right, and I'll bring back 1 Yog division now. Those are over. Okay, and so these guys are both diverts, twin engines, so +1 on blissful weather.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll roll each of them. 7 is fine.
8 is fine.
Okay, so
yep.
These are 1 diverts. Briefly, let me just check my roster, make sure nobody says they're on a hex. Okay, nobody's on a hex. I've got everyone back for a total so far of 14 fighter losses. Okay, bomber recovery. So this is when we get to know how disrupted your 3 formations are.
So my first formation is my main force. It has 8 disrupts, and so it's going to be per 5 disruptions, I get a +1.
Yep.
I am landing in England in cloud.
Okay.
I have no cards to play.
Let me just verify that I have no cards to play. I have no cards to play.
Then here's the 2d6 +1. It's an 8 in cloud. I'm fine. The mosquitoes are the next guys. They do not roll for recovery, but they do have to confirm their losses.
Right. Do we want to do that now or at the end?
We'll do it at the end. So okay. So my other raid has 4 disrupts, and so therefore does not have a modifier. You can roll. Oh wait, I count flak damage. Sorry. That guy has flak damage. He has 2 flak damage. No, sorry, he has 0. No.
Oh,
the other guy is he has 0. Sorry, that's the one I canceled. Okay. So he is 0. So this is just a straight up roll.
Yep.
In the clouds. 6.
Good.
He's okay.
Okay.
So they all land without incident.
So now we get to the VP determination. This will be table 11.1 in the manual for everyone. And I'll come up here to the VP track so we can track this. How many VP was your primary target worth?
I think it was 5. Let's see. Target chits. Yes, Hamburg, 5 VP.
Okay, so go ahead and spot yourself 5 there.
So I will go like this, and I will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. Next, VPs. You didn't do any gardening, so pass on that. 1 VP for your mosquitoes.
Correct.
All right, and now you earn half a VP for each of my 14 losses. So go ahead and give yourself 7 VP for...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we go to 34.
All right. I better hope I get some VP here. German VP. 1 VP per bomber loss in the Berlin scenario. I did not get a lot of bombers.
No, you didn't. So you have, on the raid tally sheet, you did 4 damage to the main raid and 4 damage to the other raids. So that's 8, and you have 2 mosquito losses that have to be confirmed.
That's right. Okay, and so And that would be then confirmed losses actually score me 2 for each mosquito. So what's the resolution for confirming mosquito losses?
So basically, when rolling to your mosquito losses, you play.
991.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Roll
So
one
if I
die.
roll a 1
Ugh.
for each loss,
Okay, how many should I have gotten? All right, how many do I think I got?
2.
2. Okay, well, let's roll 2d6 then.
Yep.
Yes.
You killed one.
So 2 more VP for me for a net 10 German VP, which this is pretty abysmal for me. And so that is then the total. And we've got all the bombing scoring conducted. Yep, and so we've got all the bombing already scored. So victory assessment. Subtract the German VP from the British VP, and so your 34 minus my 10 is a net 24.
That puts me right in the middle of the British victory.
So all in all, yeah, I mean, I could only categorically describe this as a victory. I mean, you didn't really do anything to, where were we going? Hamburg? You didn't really do anything there. There were a lot of bombs that fell on a big city. It was kind of hard
Yep.
for you to miss that.
Yeah.
Nothing
I agree.
happened aside from explosions and some small fires. The city didn't
Right.
go ablaze, but
Nope.
I just 7 points of me smashing into the ground. What 24 minus 7 would have been enough to call it a draw. If I didn't just keep crashing into each other and crashing into the ground. And largely your forces were unmolested. I couldn't find them. I couldn't hit them.
Yeah.
I couldn't infiltrate.
Yeah,
I didn't
I
infiltrate
came in
well.
real clean. I came in real clean.
Yeah.
You get there were 14. I got 7 points for your guys at the half.
That's correct.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, if you had not lost, I think you lost like you lost at least 8 of those.
Yeah. On landing.
So that would have taken that down to 20. So almost.
Well, and I'll give you the bomber shoot downs, right? Like that was maybe a quarter of my losses were bomber shoot downs. The other quarter was takeoff accidents, and then at least half of them were crashes on landing. And
I think I had 6 bomber shoot downs, which is 3 VP, and then you had 8 losses, and there was just another 4.
Yeah, bad day for me in the air. Then while you certainly didn't do a lot than hit the broadside of a barn with your bombs.
Right.
I literally did nothing. At least for the Air Force. The Air Force really didn't do much.
Well, interestingly, I think that one of the things that I had was I didn't have any cards for anything, it seemed, except those things that reduced your die rolls on the attacks.
Mm-hmm. I think part of that is the shortness of this game. So this, I mean, really, tracking turns, the meat of this was done by turn 7. This was not a deep raid, right?
Right.
And so there wasn't a lot of time for me to dig into getting my cards to affect the jamming track, or really for you to build up a hand of bombing cards to be ready for when that happened. Just kind of was right on us.
Yep.
So I think potentially in the longer games, there's perhaps more opportunity for feints and diversions, and then also a lot of opportunities for me to commit incorrectly. But then potentially there's enough a couple turn cycles for me to land things that I missed with and regenerate them to catch you coming back out. And in this one, you essentially made it to the first belt of defenses. Drop your bombs and left.
Right. Yep.
All right, very interesting, and a well-played game for you, where your equal partner in all of this was the weather over Western Europe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that certainly was. Yeah, it was very interesting. So yeah, this is one where this is one where I think I really didn't have much that I did right. I probably misplayed that. The decoy. The decoy cost me in this game the decoy basically cost me 4 victory points.
Right.
In shoot downs. I probably could have just used another. I would have had another. Let's say the game had played the same way, and I had not flown that and just flown the other 2 mosquitoes just at anybody. That's 4, and then I would have gotten 2, so 6. So I could have put it, maybe gotten it up into the major victory area. But what I was thinking was that I would sort of draw you off to the south, but
Right.
that didn't really work out too well. But that's the way it ended up working out.
Well, and even if you had done a feint with the keel, or not a feint rather, but a gardening raid,
Right.
where, and really I think it's about saturation, both at the not resolved scale. What's happening inside one of these hexes is really the bomber stream is saturating the controllers. But I even think on the
Right.
operational scale, if you end up having a couple of things all happening in the same 5 or 6 hexes, then my units in the south just aren't really useful at all.
Right.
In the end, it's like you threw a ball and I caught one with one hand and one with the other. But if you threw
Right.
2 balls at
Right.
one hand, I would have dropped one, and I may
Right.
have picked the wrong one.
Yeah. Well, what I was also thinking of doing was I was thinking of flying to Hamburg and then sending 3 guys off, like one to the L2 gardening, and then send somebody off south, and somebody that just to the I3 gardening. That would have been 9 points, 10 points rather than So there's other stuff I could have done. I just didn't. I don't know. I was too interested. I wanted to fly a decoy and see if I could really mess things up, but of course that didn't work out. But still won because I think that the short, quick raid with that nice a saturation, or I just dropped. I was on a big city. Everything landed on something, and that's all I needed.
Yeah, no, and that worked out really well. And the weather was just really bad.
Yep. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right. Well, I'm glad we could get around to this. Thanks for taking me up on doing a game.
Well, my schedule's not going to permit it for a while, but I'd like to come back to this with me flying the Luftwaffe. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, and we could do Berlin again, or we could flip it over to Downfall and take a look at some of the late game raids.
Yeah, the Downfall. If we do Downfall, then I think I would fly the British again, because the Downfall. I was kind of messing around with the Downfall, and flying the Luftwaffe, and that is just crazy. It's just there's a lot of stuff going on. You really got to think. So I think that's something an experienced player would probably do well.
All right.
Everybody who's watching, hope you enjoyed that. I really enjoyed it. It's I think it's a really, if you like our host was saying, if you like air combat but are a little put off by very, shall we say, intricate rules and a lot of systems simulation that would happen to you in downtown especially, check this out. This condenses all that stuff into just some card plays, which I think has its strengths and weaknesses, but overall makes it play very nice. I mean, we did this thing in I think 2.5 hours last time, and then
2 hours today.
Not even 2 hours this time, and that's a 4.5 hour game that probably could have been even faster if we'd been playing it. Well, who knows?
Well, yeah, all these tables get to be pretty easy to remember. Where the DRMs come from, and the systems get to be pretty intuitive after a while. So, recommend the game. Happy to play with anyone. It actually plays very well PBEM. For those of you that don't get the time to sit down and play with someone, I've done this game several times in that format, so can't recommend it enough.
Awesome.
All right. Well, Bruce, thank you very much. To the viewers on Twitch and later watching the recording on YouTube, thanks for your time. Leave some comments, give us some feedback, and with that, I'm going to say good night.
Good night.